The Faustpatrone, popularly known as the Panzerfaust or tank fist, was a simple but extremely effective weapon in experienced hands. Basically, it consisted of a metal tube which contained a propellant charge and a firing mechanism. The projectile armed itself after a distance of around 5 meters. The Panzerfaust had a dangerous backblast that shot out up to 10 feet behind the weapon. As a handheld infantry weapon, the Panzerfaust was the best to be used in the Second World War. It was especially suited to the terrain in Normandy, where the opposing sides were constantly firing at very close quarters, with little room for fast withdrawal. This was an ideal situation for a short-range weapon like the Panzerfaust. The Panzerfaust was light enough to be carried by one man, just over 11 pounds, and it packed a considerable punch. At 30 yards, its projectile could penetrate armour up to 200 millimeters thick. By the time of the Normandy campaign, an improved Panzerfaust had been introduced, capable of scoring hits at up to 80 yards.
It was a much more powerful weapon than our bazooka, but it wasn't as long a range. Our problem was our bazooka, the shape charge was too small in diameter, but it did have a pretty good range. The German Panzerfaust had a larger shape charge and more effective now, but it had a shorter range, so you had to weigh one against the other. Another thing, the Panzerfaust could be handled by a single man, whereas a bazooka took a two-man team. We did use our bazookas against German tanks, and we knocked out some German tanks with them, but they weren't near as effective against German tanks as their Panzerfaust was against us. The German Panzerfaust was such a good weapon, we would usually capture a bunch of them, so there were plenty of them around. I'd say a lot of our infantry carried German Panzerfaust and used them.